another vocal vision situation. I don't understand it. They don't understand it.
Let's see here. Let's see here. What was you about to show?
I'm about to show that most people think we about to probably run up right now. I don't even see it. I'm about to show you the pi cycle of Bitcoin. I'll show it to you.
While you getting that up, I'm gonna play these joints here.
I'll play it anyway.
Let's see here.
If I don't spark the mind, I'm not living motivation. If you live it or you make it, I can take it that you're faking. I'll call you bluff, I'll point you out, I can get so blatant. That's right. That's VokalVizions. I'm Deuce 47.
And I'm KFC, Kevin's Perspective. We talking right now. We live.
This
conversating.
Of course, in this corner, I'm KJ, Humble Beginnings.
Wait. Hey, hold on. So we talking about amps. This is Kevin's Perspective, the perspective that keeps on giving. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. You see the title. Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Trying to do an amp on me just now. You trying to do an amp? you, bro.
Had to throw it out there. I thought Kev was gonna follow up with the Humble Beginnings joint.
Oh,
we simply live it through.
I was about to do it, but I thought because Deuce said something earlier, I thought he was gonna challenge you first, and then I would have just jumped in behind him.
No, he ain't ready. He ain't ready for that yet.
He wasn't ready.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it together first. He'll get
what?
It. You gotta get it
together. I thought. My bad. Because he posed that challenge earlier.
No. It's welcome to VokalVizions, where we expressing what it seems to accomplish a dream. This is the Artist CEO Experience. I am your host, Deuce 47. You're locked and loaded. Pay attention. you might catch something. You know what I
See,
mean? You don't want to. Your app ain't ready yet.
we was trying to see. We was trying to
It
see,
is
man.
hard to
We was
see
trying to
your
see.
experience. You know what I mean? Vocalize. You know what I mean? Amping. Ooh, we're gonna have fun with these amps. You know, the artist gonna say who gonna have the best amp at the end of the day. You know, when you see these episodes come out like, oh, yeah, but you see who get them right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nah, man. What I was saying about this chart right here, yo. Let me see how much I can actually pull it up. So, what I was saying, man, is this is a pi cycle chart.
Mhm.
You know, it's like for Bitcoin, you can use it for stocks, use it for a lot of stuff. But you know, since we've been talking about crypto and Bitcoin lately, I want to show you that like a lot of people think we're still gonna kind of like rally, but we go to last year right here, it'll mark the pi cycle top, and then as you can see, the red line touched the green line, and it started retracing heavy, and I always stay below it. And if we go back and look at our current, cycle back in when it was April 2021, we got a
Mhm.
pi cycle top again, retracing back down. So right now we back in the same range of going through a pi cycle. You got to go through a whole cycle. It ain't no instant, you know what I mean, situation. So it's like I do got a mark out here for a time date, but I should not be showing that right there. But I was doing also the days out. So I was like, yo, most people they're gonna try to do this fear of missing out talk. They're gonna try to do a lot of FUD, a lot of stuff, man. It's like just don't get caught up. It's time to buy it now. That's how I just feel about it. Like I'm about to load up and start like DCAing, trying to DCA dollar cost average, yo, and load up. Oh, because we already know the uptrend. Look, if we look at the pi cycle high, man, that thing is up to 97,448. So that it can't hit, it gonna hit 100,000 easy on the next uptrend though, on the next bull run.
Mhm.
When we back in the bull market, I was like, yeah, let me show you my boy that. Like, oh yeah, we on in this bear market, but that 100K is on the board for sure. So this is the buy the dip for me. It might be what next halving cycle 2024.
2024.
Yeah,
That's pretty much the number that the year people talk about the most.
I think so. The next halving cycle, 100K easy. That's how I see it. As far as me reading the charts, like, but this is the problem though. We about to go through some financial burdens, so to be an investor in these things right now is gonna be hard. But that's the thing though. In order to make the big hit coming up in the next couple of years, you're gonna have to go through the struggle and not luxurious life. Like the
Well, it
luxury.
ain't hard if you stop BSing with your money.
Yeah,
It ain't
basically.
hard.
Well, that's what people gonna have to do. Like you're gonna have to cut out all the BS. Like you're gonna have to focus on because everything about to go skyrocket because of inflation. Point blank period. Right? Inflation hitting harder. And this just the beginning. Like if I look at these charts right now, all right, well, I got these yellow points there right here. The market is coming back down to at least it got a possibility of coming back down to 10,000. If Bitcoin come down to 10,000 and stocks keep coming down to 10,000, everybody wealth gonna change drastically. That gonna cause inflation even more. So I'm already expecting everything to be super high and unaffordable, basically out of price ranges, and you're gonna have to really decide where you're gonna allocate your money. Like right now, it's gonna like be the best time to invest. That with me, that's the only way you're gonna dig yourself at the hole. When everybody else struggling, you're gonna have to take your struggle even further and just say, "I'm in it," and struggle and invest for another day. It's like you can't even say like I'm a little best. No, people living right now like every day like they last. You got to live in the future now. Everything is like I feel like the way this economy about to go, you're gonna have to live in the future.
You're gonna have to think
to be
about.
real though, I mean, everything going up, but my health is getting better because I'm spending less on food. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, not
Eating
going
healthy,
to the
right?
grocery. Yeah, like going to the grocery store, spending much money on grocery. Like, no, I'm cut the food down.
I tell people like conscious eating will be very helpful right now. You know what I mean? Being conscious about your food and body, taking that a little more serious. Like I believe that too. Like during hard times, it's really like take these times out to maybe change a habit that you always wanted to change. Do something personally. That's how I'm seeing. Like it is time for the healthy eating. Because really, the people think healthy eating is the most expensive, but it's really the cheapest if you do it correctly. That's how I
Yeah, if
see
you
it.
just stop buying so much food, going to fast food restaurants, you spend a lot of money on just food. So, say for example, you take a week to just fast. You'll be amazed at how much money you save that week.
Fasting. Oh man, you about to kill somebody talking about fasting.
Yeah, I never advise as a personal trainer. I don't advise people to fast. That is unhealthy.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about not eating at all.
I mean, fasting is fine, but they don't know how to fast. That's what makes it unhealthy.
But that's what I'm saying. You get the knowledge for it first before you do it. You know what I'm saying?
You fast straight off a toxic body. You think what I'm saying? Your body start feeding off itself. It's feeding off toxicity. That's already wrong. You're already messing up. Like you get what I'm saying? Like you got to clean first. You can't have your body just, I'm gonna start fasting. That's why I tell people too. I done seen people fast the wrong way. They just go straight into it.
Definitely.
And they was like, "What wrong?" I'm like, "Yo, you can't do that. You got them toxins in your body, so your body gonna put back some toxins in you, and you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna feel good at all."
Yeah, there's definitely ways to go about it.
Based on, and depending on how toxic you is, you dig what I'm saying? Like, you go, I'm gonna kill yourself. It'll put you in the hospital. I promise you that. I done seen it. And then you fasting in heat.
Passed out.
It's the summertime. You fasting in heat. Ooh.
Getting passed out.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You got a little, too much, fat cells on there. They ain't gonna come off right.
No, it's gonna come off. It's gonna fall off, and you just gonna fall off with it. Like you're gonna fall out with it. All them fat cells, you fall out with it. Hey, what's up with your boy Kevin Gates, man?
What do you mean?
Why you got a diss record out on his wife? What's going on with them?
He got an album coming out Friday.
Because she was cheating on him with the trainer, which was a lesbian. So basically, my brother got left for a woman. And like, man, this is a new era, man. These women confused. It happening all over the place right now. Like, but this is my problem with this.
I listened to the record. I was like, man, that's what's going on.
My only issue with this is, and maybe I might be wrong, but I thought she was devout Muslim.
I don't know I don't know they whole, because people be following them. Like I don't really know them. What they got going on.
I'm like, it's not in the culture. You might.
I thought he was in whatever she was in. I mean, I thought she was in whatever he was in.
Yeah, you might look in the Christian culture and see it swaying, right? But Muslim culture, you don't really see that swaying like that. That usually have dire consequences, regardless, still today. So I don't know. That got a little confusing.
It just depends on where you Muslim at.
True. No, that's true.
It depends on where you at.
But yeah, that's just it. Old buddy losing, letting go his old lady. Hey, got emotions like everybody else. Want to put it out? I think I gotta look. You know me, I got an ample amount of songs too. Waiting. Like y'all always say, oh, you make the best. We love when you break it up. You like Mary J. Blige, man. You make the best songs when you break it up. Like yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, usually what happens sometimes when you in a certain space is it's usually when your best songs come out.
Yeah,
that's true.
I know it'd be that way for me. I be writing something. I'm like, oh, where this came from? Oh, I had motivation this time. I have a visual this time as I'm writing this. But I know this morning I was reading when you had called me, I was reading Gunna's I guess his statement.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, he was talking about being impoverished and I wish I could find it, man. And how being a young black guy, I'm innocent and we grew up, this is what's going on, all that type of stuff, right? I'm like, hold on, Gunner, you ain't about to play no race card in this. This is just you. These are your brother. Sympathy card out here. Oh yeah, I gotta sympathize for the young black man because we have hard for us. No, nigga, you did what you did. I ain't trying to hear that. Sorry, I can't. Nah, you ain't gonna get that from me. Sorry.
Like, I know they was at some concert or awards. They used his picture, but they were trying to use it for the advocacy of not letting music be able to artisticalized like all the other genres and not let it use it against them in court. But my whole thing with that is like, this ain't got nothing to do with that. As far as like freedom on being artistic,
Ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, we talking about phone taps. We talking about different type of charges. Like, just because they may have put something in their records, that still ain't gonna matter against this case. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It still ain't gonna matter against this case at all.
I mean, first of all, most of us know you did.
I mean, I hope all that junk is, just
most
fake.
of us know you didn't write it.
I mean, like, I wish it was fake, like, from what I see for the indictments, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Everything got several consequences. Everything has a alternative reaction, so nobody can live life
Everything got consequence.
Everything got karma, everything got all that. So
that's what I'm saying.
It is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Everything got consequences. My thing is, don't look for sympathy for me because of your consequences. Well, that's the same thing that Amber Heard shit. Like, don't look for sympathy for me because of what you got going on. Amber Heard tried to make it seem like it was a woman's issue and all that. I'm like, nah. Sorry. You don't get no sympathy in losing that case.
Hey,
I can't find the statement. I was looking for the statement, but I can't really find it right now. But
on one on that for like destructive, situation. Have you ever really dived into 19 Keys? That's his name, right?
I'm not dive in now. I mean, I've listened to some of his. I listened to some of his videos and stuff. I mean, cool.
He has an interesting perspective on life. I would tell people like, check him out. I just started checking him out, so I heard about him, but I never really dived into his business at all and what he had going on. But pretty good concepts, and I see he done partner up with Earn You Leisure too, so that's a good backing.
Yeah. Hey, what y'all think about so what comes first, Kev? Shame or guilt?
Shame.
What comes first, dudes? Shame or guilt?
Shame.
I agree.
I mean, I agree. It comes first.
Most of the time when somebody can feel guilty, like that guiltiness usually comes from being shamed. And I know some people think that it's more predicated upon other people, but a lot of times it's yourself. It's whatever that you had set up as far as your morality, or even if we get into like the penal codes and stuff like that. But it definitely starts with shame, man. Definitely starts with shame.
I mean, it just depends on the tense of it. Like the present and past tense. Like shame is present tense. Guilt is past tense. So it's like you feel shame for cheating, but you feel guilty you cheated. You
Because
feel because shame is the action, guilt is the result of the action.
yes, because that's why I kept emphasizing on the show that the feeling of guilt, the feeling portion is responsibility. That's what you feel, which means it comes after the fact. It's hard to feel responsible in the midst because we're talking guilt. It means usually it's a reflection.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was an interesting conversation, man, and especially towards the end, it became interesting towards the end.
That's when everybody enjoyed it. Everybody say that they was like, "Yo, I like that end discourse."
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much how your shows be, man. Like towards the end of the show is when it starts getting the most climatic. Like it just everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is involved in whatever that was at that point.
Yes, the debate function now. It's like, hold on, we got to put our flags down. They want to put their flags down. Then let me make my statement and see how we go with this one.
Yeah,
I mean, so I'm like, all right. But
I don't even think Kev planned that one yesterday though. It didn't seem like this one was planned though. It seemed like this just happened organically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was one of my questions. I mean, one of the questions was which one would like, because the question was which one do you think is worse, guilt or shame? And then we got into that, but that was one of the questions.
Yeah.
Yo, would you say the more knowledge you got, the less shame you have though, but the more guilty you feel when something go wrong?
I mean, both of them are built on your sense of morality, so it depends on how much knowledge you have on that.
Mm.
It depends on how much you invest into that. So it's like if you invest knowledge in a certain type of morality or principle, then the more knowledge you have on that will make you feel more guilty. I mean, it would make you feel more guilty because that's what you invest in most of your feelings into.
Mm-hmm.
Guilt was always a weird thing for me because even as a child, like when I would watch movies and watch shows, I never understood the guilt. Like guilt always was weird to me, even as a child. I'd be like, why? I don't understand. Like I feel myself getting more upset when I see niggas be feeling guilty. I was like, nigga, like fuck you. Nigga, these things happen in life. Sometimes niggas walk certain paths. It is what it is. Like, I guess too, because I agree with what you said, it deals with the investment of it. And I think it's very hard. It's hard for me to put myself in these roles. It's hard for me to walk these paths because, like I keep saying, I'm not a moral dude. So it's like outside of morality, where's this guilt? I don't see guilt personally. I can see shame, but I don't see guilt.
Yeah, that reminds me when I be telling people, yeah, I apologize, but I ain't sorry. Yeah, like that.
I mean, I don't know. Guilt never sat with me. I was like, I just don't understand these guilt situations.
I don't really put myself in guilt. Why I should be feeling guilty though, man? Like
that's what I'm saying.
Something, man, I really ain't gonna do it. Like, why have that emotional fight? Like, I ain't about to have emotional fights. My life is like free spirited to a certain degree. Like, I don't have these depositions to not have a certain type of life. I had a life I want. You know what I mean? Like, some people might have a control structure, but like I done break out a lot of paradigms and went to a lot of truths and found out a lot of people been lying in life. And when you find out like certain truth, you don't really unless somebody can show you more truth, you're not really gonna pay attention just to randomness. Like not outside of enlightenment, when it's like a deja vu, or something that intuition. Like outside of that, I'm not paying attention to that randomness too much.
Well, a lot of people hold on to guilt because guilt is just holding on to like a disposition of shame. So it's like you just go hold on to it, then yeah, you would feel guilty even though you shouldn't. But a lot of your guilt really should be taken away if you actually have a plan to correct it. Like if you don't plan to correct or improve anything, then you just go hold on to guilt just for no reason.
I have to do wrong to be guilty, though, man. Like if I ain't did no wrong, guilt need to be placed at all. I mean, and if I'm wrong, you got to communicate me that being wrong. So I might feel like I was right, and you might have to tell me because I might don't know.
That's why
it kind of really don't even matter what they, because I see like feeling guilt and being guilty is two different things to me. Because you can be innocent and be found guilty.
Yeah, when you're talking penal.
Yeah. If you talk
most people usually when you're placating to their morality, it's the same. Like they feel guilt, that they feel guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really ain't living.
Yeah. Like morality, yeah.
Yeah, so from like a morality standpoint, it's the same. But I get what you're saying though, from like a penal side, yeah.
But that's the thing though. I'm not living outside of my morality code, and like I tell everybody, like sometimes morality is subjective to that person, right? So then, like, if they're not living outside of that or what they could seem moral, then if I'm not living outside of that, I'm not gonna feel the type of way.
That's how it worked with me. Like I always say all the time, the rights and wrongs don't even exist. So what the fuck is there guilt about? Nigga, this shit just happened. It just happened, my nigga. It just happens.
Yeah, great example. I was talking to an older lady, and she wanted to remind me that she was older. And I wanted to remind her that you might be older, but you ain't my elder, so I ain't listening. Like, you got what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel a way about that. Just because you're older don't mean I got to respect the age. I respect people. And it's like, I don't respect how you trying to handle me. So regardless of how old you is.
Well, what would be the guilt in that though?
A young fool was an old fool. An old fool was a young fool. You're still a fool.
Well, I'm saying, what would be the guilt in that? You saying what? Somebody would feel guilty.
They want you to feel guilty about respecting the elders. You gotta understand, people want, because entitlements. That's an entitlement thing. Age is an entitlement thing too, huh? Mm-hmm. People use age as entitlement. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I kept saying even last night that's why I was saying I think my boys had it backwards. I was like, guilt is usually placed upon you from other people too. Like it's usually whatever social normality that they have built is literally what puts you in that place to be like, yo, I feel guilty.
Yeah, they use the age thing on me to make me feel a way about how I was handling things.
Well, like I think part of that is a means of humiliation, and it's like I'm trying to humiliate you by imposing
wrong guy
an ideal of age on you.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was like wrong guy, like because it wasn't about age; it was about maturity. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, see, I understand that. That's why I say you're not my elder. See, I went to a whole mature realm of talk, like outside of numbers. You get what I'm saying? You trying to do age and numbers. I'm trying to do mind and growth. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I shifted already. It's like, yo, I shut down this conversation already by saying elder. You trying to focus on age? I went to elder. It's a whole different level of thought. So it's like, oh, you really want to go here with me? And that just calms that older person. I do that all the time with older people who get outside of their box with younger people. I'm like, I see how you try to play that just now, but that wasn't mature of you in your age. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So don't come at. Sometimes you see people of age come at younger folks wrong because they ain't mature either. I was like, nah, we ain't let that game play. And you ain't just using your age just to stamp your entitlement on life. That's not playing around me. Not when I'm enlightening and have a mental and certainly conscious construct, you're not gonna break that. Not gonna break me down from that.
But that's why I kind of said your investment in certain knowledge will make you not feel guilty. Your investment in knowing the knowledge of the difference between old person and an elder takes away the guilt of how you even talk to them.
Yeah.
So basically saying that if you was ignorant, you would have bought into that stupid shit about the age, and then you would
Pretty much,
you would
yeah, pretty much, and you would have felt guilty about saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Bro,
agree with that.
they try to play
I
you like
agree.
that. That's why I say
I agree with that.
I also try to like I step up for the understand like the it's like yo we look different. We 80s babies, right? Like we a cuff of children of outside and indoors. So it's like we can relate to the children to a certain degree. You know, we don't like everything they like. We can understand a little better because of how we in the cuffs. And then we understand the old people. So it's like when you start seeing those conversations be manipulated, as an 80s baby, you get to see it and kind of like, you know, handle it for a second, check it for a second, you know what I mean, and give it a balance. Like, are you wilding over here? I understand your thought process, and I'm like, oh, you wilding over here, and bringing that medium. I think the 80s baby kids, as we grow up and do more things, we will be the balance of culture. I don't think, because the thing is, I've seen every generation like have an impact. I don't think our generation had is really trying to have an impact on society. Like we don't had an impact on like fashion and culture and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like but like a worldly impact. It's like every generation have a pivotal moment. We ain't had our 80s children that haven't had a pivotal moment yet. I think it's coming up though.
Nah, it hasn't been nowhere near it. I think that people feel as though the pivotal moment for 80s babies was when Obama got elected.
I can't remember right now, so I ain't gonna even try to look for it. It is a kind of like a thesis out there of how they broke down time and how each generation plays a certain part in time. Like ones are the heroes, ones are this, and it's a certain type of cycle. There's a video that I saw. Godly, next time we on here just chilling, I'm gonna bring it up, and that while we on live, I'll let everybody see it too. It's a little short thing, but it's very impactful about how you see the revolutionary periods, how they always line up in a certain pattern. It's like if people don't think life really going in circles, like that's what I'm into the Fibonacci now. Like the Fibonacci life cycle. Like at first I was into it just going back on some conscious stuff years ago. But then I started finding it when they started really talking about life with it. But then I started seeing into the money financial systems. And I was like, yo, this thing is embedded into so much that there's certain math that we probably don't know to tell our kids that is very important. It's like, yo, pi and the golden ratio and learning Fibonacci cycles, like that is very coordinated in life. You will see that in wars, you see it in famines, you see it in money prosperities, you see it in how things grow, you see it in your body. It's very powerful information. Like something to study. Something to tell the kids to study.
Yeah, life is definitely in cycles, which is why so much old information still stays relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Old mediums, old books, movies, like it just be cycles. What y'all gonna do when this agree to disagree though?
Talking for us topic.
Yeah.
Man, to tell you the truth, because I think old buddy just coming with opinions. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna have facts in his thoughts because I think he's just gonna come with opinions. I don't think it's gonna even matter because depending on where I'm pulling my source from, and that's my whole thing. It depends on how he addressed any question or how he addressed anything. It's like whether or not should I bring out a historical fact, biblical fact, modern fact, trending fact, scholarly. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna drop facts. Like I ain't got time like be hitting cats with the I think I believe this. You know what I mean? You think and believe a lot, but can you prove it? You know what I mean? Like, can you prove a duck is a duck? Or you just gonna say I see it in a duck? I want to know, do you understand attributes and qualities? So it's like whatever they pick, man. It don't even matter. That's one thing I really do understand about when you start getting information and knowledge. Like it's just conversation to you, because your mind gonna articulate everything that need to be articulated if you know it. If you don't, you don't have a stumbling block. So my whole thing is just know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And bring out the facts. So I don't really care what you bring up. It should be interesting though. It'd probably be more relationship type of things. I know he like relationship conversations. So
Yeah, I've been getting some good feedback on this Russell Wilson joint I did. Because I kind of broke it down and then showed people from the horse's mouth what they consider themselves. So it's like a lot of people see, or I ain't gonna say glamorize, but a lot of people try to define certain people as anomalies or monikers without really breaking down even the people that they talk about, where their mind is at. It's like you got women talk about Laura Harvey, and I'm like, yo, y'all have y'all ever listened to her say anything about how she is, or you just assuming that's who she is based off of what you've seen in certain this relationship, that relationship? And like, yo, just hear from the horse's mouth how they feel about themselves.
you know, another thing too, man. Like a lot of them, I don't know why people comparing other people's world so much, man. Your life ain't the same as theirs. Yo. It's like you ain't meant to live the same thing as somebody else. So it's like all these desires and imitations and mimics. It's useless when you're making your own life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I understand why people look at other people's lives so much when you're creating your own. Like, what's the point? You can't live theirs, and they can't live yours. You might just create your own.
But you can feel like they live in theirs, and that'd be the problem. That'd be the thing. It's an illusion that life isn't a individual life. It's a lifestyle that anybody can attain.
I think that's also from being inside of the computer and not being outside like that. Like we grew up outside too. I think because we grew up outside, we look for adventure in life. And most people live in capsules now, bro. And I'm like, yo, I think because of the screen, you can live vicariously through others, I guess. If you want to call it that. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't really see how you really can have a full life experience living vicariously through others. So what's the point? Like, what? My whole thing. So it's the simulated. Like, this really is the simulated world right now.
I mean, it's different back then because being outside gave you a more realistic view of everything. So yeah, you used to glamorize. Like you might have watched the music video or watched the movie of a drug dealer and decided you wanted to be that, but then you had to go outside on the corner and realize it ain't what you thought it was.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that shootout scared the hell out you. Now you don't want to do it no more because now it's like, oh, this is what it is. You were outside for a second.
Yeah, you can laugh at the TV. Real life ain't you gonna laugh at that same situation.
Yeah.
TV and life is different. I mean, you get to experience that, you understand quickly. Don't let the TV fool you. But this internet is totally different. Like it's all about manipulations. You know what I mean? It's all about that. So,
and where these young guys get their sense of drug dealing from?
Rap and movies. Actually, you know what? Well, I say change the whole drug dealing thing with that Frank Lucas movie.
Talking about American Gangster?
Yeah, because they saw the drug dealer get out, and it changed perception. It's just like seeing Obama get president. It changed the perception. Like, oh, so we can go try to be president now. We can try. You know what I'm saying? It changed the perception. We can try to do this now and still get out. We can do this time. It changed the perception. Then he come out. I'm still, bossing. And that's the thing. Like, it went to a thing where cats said, I can do the time and come out and still be good. And once you got that mentality, you prepared to go in, not stay out. You know what I'm saying? So you're not trying to stay out. You preparing to go in and come out with money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a lot of these young guys don't even be outside.
What do you mean?
They be in their capsules. They be in their capsules
it's
still.
Two worlds on this now. It's like this right here. We talking right now, right? Chilling on the internet. But we'll get together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hang out. We go, like, we don't got to do live or podcast or show in individual places. We can have it in one spot. Like, we all can actually be in a central location. They still do the same thing. But the thing is, like, we probably having an uplifting conversation and talking about worldviews or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They talking about gangster stuff, indicting themselves. You know what I mean? Like, that what got old buddy in trouble even more. Like, cause lives ain't really recorded like that, right? Like, you can scrub off a lot. But the thing is, they were still getting his because you can't really erase it. And the thing is, it just wasn't a tracker at the time, so they would use it to communicate, thinking they was doing something. Like, that's even worse. Like, they using these technologies, thinking these technologies ain't gonna catch them up. These technologies all are recorded things. It's like when somebody think they can scam Bitcoin, right? And nobody can track it. If nobody can track it, then how the FBI tracking it? And then it hides that when it's open ledger and they call this open source. So like people got misconstrued of this technology. They think they can use the technology to do all these crimes and they can't be tracked. Because it's technology, it got ones and zeros. It's trackable.
Yeah, they be thinking they on the Silk Road and then realize it's cotton, and then everybody be on it.
Yeah, it's a trap. Like I tell people, like, yo, doing anything online that can get you in some harm is a trap. You know what I'm saying? Like, this video stuff wasn't. You think we use it for our convenience, right? If we doing certain things that ain't gonna get us in no trouble, but outside of that, like, it's a trap. This was meant to alter our reality. It was meant to disrupt, you know what I mean, our naturalness with nature. It about to get even interrupted even more. Well, we about to see, man. People understand like what people went through in the 1920s. Look, it coming, yo. I don't care. Look, the writing's on the wall, yo. Ain't no getting out of this one. It coming. They about to hit so fast. People ain't really prepared for this about to happen, and everybody likely. Like we on here right now talking, but I'm gonna see how everybody feel in the next 6 to 8 months. The world ain't gonna be the same. All this YouTube, television, all that, it's gonna be something totally different, yo. The way we gonna see a lot of depression information. And that's why I think this thing ain't good either. Like too much of this stuff right here, and you keep watching negativity, it's mess with your psyche. You got to balance out that psyche too. You can't just be doing stuff on here.
Yeah. I got a unrelated question, man. I seen something. It was interesting.
What's that?
So, say you with a woman, right? And you are the stepfather. Legally, you are the stepfather. And she has a son. And you want him out the house. And she said he ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
What you do in that situation?
Who house is it?
Your house.
Oh, they ain't know what I'm doing. What do you mean what I'm doing? Well, I already said it. Like, ain't all that extras. No, ain't even. I don't think I can get with one who would even think like that because she already know that they ain't popping. They leaving. They got the birds got to leave the nest. All of them got to fly. And if you're an enabler, then you can fly too. If you think you want to go rock with them, you're getting out of this castle. You know what I mean? Either one can go or two can go. It don't matter to me.
What it is, he little homie disrespectful.
I guess that's. I mean, that was just a scenario or something I seen on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, he was just disrespecting the house, like not coming in on time. I mean, curfew and all the other stuff.
Oh man, listen here. My parents put me out because of that, and that's my parents, both of them. Ain't no stepfather, nothing. Listen here, son. You can't keep coming here at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning next day, basically. You got to do something. You got to go. So that same situation happened to me. I had to go. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, I simply think whoever lays the law, I mean, you control that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this much my house, and if I say it, I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Voluntarily, involuntarily, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
How big of a drastic change if it's her house?
What do we? Okay.
So say you the stepfather, and you
moved in. That whole house thing though, like yo, woman have a house. Like I don't like if you with me, you with me. I got the house. I got all the bills. I got everything. I don't do all that. After that, you know what I mean? What you don't have, you don't have. You come with me, I got everything taken care of. So this is my house, period. But I don't know how cats would feel with living with a woman. I wouldn't suggest no man living with one woman.
Me neither.
That's how I feel about it. Like, brothers, don't do it. It's not gonna be healthy for you. I promise you. I mean, I understand cats don't want to step up to have their own, you know what I mean? I don't believe in that 50-50, yo. I just don't. Everybody got their own belief on it. That's just mine. What you about to say, KJ?
Well, nah, I was about to say I don't think the rules change whether you choose to say his house or her house. I don't think it changed. I think whoever's there to lay down the law, it is what it is.
Mm.
Hey, yo, how y'all feel about the head situation? Like, some people be like, "Yo, that's just a biblical term." You still apply the head situation, KJ? The man is the head. Oh, we giving equal roles.
Me personally, I don't walk with that mentality of the man being head. I think that we each got roles. I believe that we're symbiotic beings. I don't really get into this whole I'm the head, I'm this and I'm that. I think we just gotta learn how to work together. I don't really see no actual benefit in me myself personally just saying, hey, I'm the head. Like, I think that when you got it within you to be a leader, you just do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And people typically just fall in line. So I don't walk with a mentality of saying I'm the head. I know I carry an energy about me. You know that if you get in the way, I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck over. I think it's just that simple. So I don't have to label it, but you do know if you get in my motherfucking way, you're gonna run your ass the fuck over. So I don't have to announce it to you. You will notice when I blitz your ass, you can be like, what the fuck happened? You was in my way. So I mean, I don't have to really say, yo, I'm the head. Like, nah, nigga, you know my energy when I come through.
Like, people expect a certain type of leadership that, like, yo, you expect me to lead. Some people expect people to lead, but then don't. And then I'm like, and then they apply the concept when stuff ain't working out for them. And that's another thing too. I'm like, yo, we be talking about this head of leadership, but then like, you don't want me to lead it till it don't work out. And then you want to say, yo, you leading. So that's why I was like, I just take on the leadership altogether. I'm like, all right, if it's this is 100. I just take all the blame. But at the same time, I'm gonna take a lot of responsibilities. I'm gonna take a lot of the ownership. I'm gonna take a lot of stuff. It just give them the comfort, like, until you don't worry about it.
But why take all the blame? Why take all the blame though?
Because the whole thing is, I wouldn't take the blame of something that I just asked a woman. Like I tell you the other thing, I just want two things now. They're really simple for me. It ain't about money, ain't about nothing. Ain't no 50-50. I don't want peace and intimacy. That's it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be other little things that comes along with a person's personality, but those are two of the guarantees right there. That's just it. If that ain't coming across, you know what I'm saying, peace and intimacy, I don't want to. And other than that, I'm gonna cover life because I'm already covering life. That's the thing. When you know you can cover life and you're already doing it. Look, bro, I've been raised to pay all my bills, clean, cook, do everything for myself. I was raised good. So the thing is, I don't really need the other part. So I can already do it. That's what I tell men. When you can already do something, you confident in that part of life, you just want peace. You ain't trying to. Why would I bring somebody in my life to be unpeaceful? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I just want certain things, like simple things. Like other things in life is already taken care of. These light bills paid, cut. So I ain't no person to worry about no bills. And I so if I'm already gonna pay my bills, bro, I'm gonna pay them. I ain't really worrying about if a woman paying my bills. And if I'm invited into my home, it is what it is. Now, I do believe in having, if you're in a committed relationship and you're married or whatever, you do set up different allocations of how to operate. So it's like I still would lead the house. Like, yeah, still contribute. You might contribute in a certain investment for the family, or a certain savings, or make sure cushions, and we all good. Like contribution would still be there. It just the bulk of the responsibility. I don't even, because I don't want to hear it. Because I want you to be able to give me my piece, what I asked for. Give me what I asked for. Because you're getting what you asked for. Like you have no worry about none of these other things. So why you can't give me that? If I take the other things off the table and you can't give me, oh, that table thing. I shouldn't be talking about the table, right? If I take other things off the table though, you can't give me that, you might as well catch some other words. That's how I feel about it.
So overall, you still believe that the man is ahead.
If you choose to be, because a lot of cats ain't choosing to be. Everybody got a choice now. It's like, we live in a very crazy world, but yeah, man should be the head. We talking about like, man, people changing meaning of things left and right, yo. So it's like as they change the meaning to fit them, and then for some reason, like it's getting adopted, but even though it ain't natural, it's like a lot of things is to me just off key. But men should be head.
But
And
if you in a situation and that woman is more acquitted within some of those skill sets than the man, it would be natural to let her actually be the leader.
But being a leader don't mean that you the head. You know what I'm saying? Like it's chain of command. I mean, you ain't got no power. Let me put it like this. The military got chain of command. And one rank ain't gonna overrank another rank just cause. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. So it's just ranking to me. It just, I guess that's how I see it. Just ranking. It's like the commander, whoever's under commander messes up, the commander's still gonna get blamed for it. And the commander still got to discipline whoever mess up. So my whole thing is I'm still catch the blame for it, and it's still my responsibility. So it's regardless of who under me messes up. Like if your child mess up, your woman mess up, you still get the blame. So you might as well go ahead and hit the situation if everything's still gonna come back on you. Like it don't matter. Like when a family fails, the father fails. That's how I just feel about it. So it's like, yo, whenever they failing, it's a reflection of you. Like some people don't want to take that because they're like, yo, my child do what they want to do. And that's when I say you separating a lot. And yeah, everybody got that individual characteristics, but yo, in that household at that time in that relationship, you are the blame for anything. So if I'm gonna be the blame for anything, I might as well steer this ship. And like you might have different talents that you're good at, but they don't make you head of nothing though. You can lead something without being head of it. I can lead plenty of things I wasn't ahead of. You know what I mean? Like,
But I don't see leadership as taking all the accountability. I see leadership as compartmentalizing the accountability and compartmentalizing the accountability, like knowing who is accountable for what. So it's like, and on top of that, it's not necessarily about a dictatorship. It's more of a knowing how to allocate the leadership or the times of leading. So it's like a president and vice president, right? I don't never think that the president is the leader of the country every day of the year. There's times when the vice president runs the country. There's times when certain people run the country because they allocate responsibility and leadership at that time. But it is up to the leader to know when to allocate it.
But I think that's what makes a great leader, especially a head person. It is about allocation. Like in business, we are talking about who's steering the ship. It's like it's really the person who know how to allocate all the time, all the responsibilities, all the duties, and make sure things get accomplished. So it's about allocation. Like it ain't really about you saying I'm gonna do everything. Like it's about getting everything accomplished.
But I look at it like I'm not taking all the blame only because I know based off of everyone's responsibilities who should take accountability in the situation. And I think like, yes, you as the leader, as far as the organization, you may take blame for the organization failing, but I'm not going to take blame for your personal decisions that made it fall. I'm not going to take accountability for your personal actions that resulted in the organization
But
fall.
the thing is, it's a domino effect. It don't matter if you're a part of what falls, and you the leader, regardless of what caused it, it was still under your watch. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not even though it's under my watch. Even though it's under my watch, I'm still not responsible for their actions.
Right, you're not responsible.
Because you can't. Because at that point, you're talking about control. I can't control
what
somebody else do
for their actions. But the whole thing is, the outcome is the outcome. So my whole thing is like, yeah, I didn't cause it. It's like, listen here, certain things in life you ain't gonna cause, but because you're responsible for it, right? You got to handle that. Like, say your child go out there and do something, right? Like, you didn't cause it, but if it comes to a financial thing, you got to pay that. Because you're responsible for that. So my whole thing is, I understand, like, yeah, you didn't do it. Yeah, but you're still responsible for it. And that what happens as a leader, you just realize that it's going to be a lot of things that you didn't do, that other people did, that you still got to be responsible for.
But what I'm saying is the different types of leadership, because leadership as far as parenting and leadership as far as marriage is two types of leadership, two different types of leadership.
Understand that.
I mean, I was thinking that even when we started giving like the military example and all the other stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, but these are different types of setups too.
Yeah, but
they don't work. They don't actually work the same. The inner workings do shift now.
The inner working shift, but the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, regardless, whoever is like the child example, you're still responsible for it at the end of the day. And that's all I'm saying is like all that still, yeah, it do change upon situations and what the criteria is, but it's like, yo, depending on where you at in your position, that will give up to your responsibilities, how much, regardless of who under you did what, you're still responsible for. Like it's gonna be a lot of things that come up that I didn't do, but I might be responsible for. I'm like, damn, like really? But that's all I'm saying. Like, yo, we're gonna be responsible for a lot of things as head, but as choosing to be head, because leaders are under heads most times. So you can still be a leader under somebody who's ahead of you. So my whole thing is just being responsible for a lot of things, and like just after a while, like I just live with that thing. I know I'm responsible for a lot of things, and I just take that. I mean, I ain't depriving nobody for their expressions. I don't deprive nobody from.
That's cool. I'd rather just be the leader. I'll let you be the head.
Who you be? You talking about like how you
that since that nigga accepted, put that blame on that nigga. I just guided us here, but he gonna take the fault. I'm cool. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not taking the blame for these grown niggas. That's why I say I think the dynamic is different when we're talking about like children now. But even if we're talking about like man and woman as wife, I ain't taking the blame. Bitch, you better stop playing with me. I'm not taking the blame for this. What's wrong with you? Like, nah, I'm not doing that.
No. The blame for me still might be responsible for it.
Nah, listen, blame is responsibility. I ain't responsible for that. That was your position of responsibility, not mine. That's why I say I'm cool being the leader, not taking the head. That's why I said in the beginning when you asked the question. No, I don't believe in taking the head. No, we came and we working together. So that way you got your allocations or whatever it is on your side. So what you fail, and we're gonna address your failure. Now, if you the nigga that choose to say I'm gonna just take the head, that's fine. I'm telling you, I'm not doing it.
I don't know how you gonna. That's the whole thing. I don't know how men gonna walk into that situation. I guess it is because of how modern women project it. Like men are walking to that situation, but at the end of the day, when we live in it, it don't be like that. Women gonna place blame on you too, the head and all that. So I was like, yeah. At the end of the day, we still see it.
I mean, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that.
I mean, they can place blame all they want to, but at the end of the day, the way that's why I say the leadership is different, because even under leadership, I can still hold you accountable and blame you, because that's what a leader does.
Yes.
Now,
I agree with that.
With children, it's different because the followership is different. A child following their parent is different than a spouse following a spouse.
Yes, it is.
So the leadership is going to be different.
No. You say it's different.
So even and then, taking the responsibility is going to even be different.
Yep.
The role, no doubt. Like it's like different love. Like you love your mama different than you love your boy. Like love's a difference. So I understand that part. But it's just a straight line at the end of the day, regardless how you pass it off.
Yeah, my straight line is my finger point right at her. It's your fault. That's my straight line.
Don't get me wrong. No, I don't hold nobody from their wrong. I straight up tell you, like, wrong is wrong. Like, I'm gonna point things out. But I'm still mindful, I guess, the part that I play. Period. I don't ignore it. I don't ignore my part regardless. Like, dang, I just don't.
Because even though because here's the thing about when women blame men, right? This the difference.
They gonna blame you though. That's what you gotta understand. Like, is when they're going to all the time. Like, you go and catch.
I get it. But here's the difference for me: is the accountability is equal when it comes to a relationship, because it's not like you going into a job and you can blame your supervisor for everything that happened that didn't work, right? You don't choose your supervisor. You're going in there and you're following what's already set. When you're in a relationship, the accountability is equal because you chose that leader. So your accountability goes into who you chose to lead you, not just on who led you.
And I understand how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about how it's supposed to be. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, exactly. But that ain't how it is. Like,
so you just as at fault. If he fails the relationship, you are just as at fault for choosing them.
Yeah, but they ain't how to see it though. Nobody don't say I picked the wrong thing. I made a bad decision. They're not saying I made a bad decision. And looking at what they do, it's like the person don't look at it from that perspective here. I mean, we try to articulate.
No, I'm gonna end up talking about it in an upcoming video. That perspective. That's why Kevin's perspective. Perspective. I'm gonna end up giving that perspective because a lot of people don't see it the way sometimes it should be seen, based off of. That's why I was talking about people not putting certain things in context. And it's like we talk about leadership, or there's different types of leadership, but we try to conflate it into a relationship, like how this supposed to go. Like women might ask for a leader, but they might just be asking for a dictator and not a democracy. So it's like all this leadership stuff that that certain women be talking about, like you saying, it's like, no, that's not how that go based off of what you saying it's supposed to be. This is based off of what you say you want. This is how it's supposed to go based off of how you say you want. But just know that you are just as held accountable as they are. Because you're not their child. You didn't come into this situation not knowing anything. You came into this situation making a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So leadership is still gonna fall on you. But even what you saying, like overall, the whole overall organization, yes. If the leader is organized, it has everything organized, then it's going to fall on the leader because that's their organization. That's his family.
Mm-hmm. Period. That's how I feel about it. His family. I understand we can pass the buck, but that's how I just see it. It's like, man, I don't, you know what I mean? I just worry about building my kingdom now. Like, and that's it. So I don't really be worrying about all that emotional female stuff no more. It's like, I hear a lot about relationships and I got opinions about it, but that don't even be a main concern no more. It's like, yo, we already know I'm building a life and I got objective and goals. And if you want to control somebody and tell somebody else what to do because they might not have objective and goals, then go there. So my whole thing is either I find somebody who want to cooperate in this world or I don't. And I ain't really tripping. It is what it is. Like, they ain't saying I can't have no woman around me or be around women. That's why I say it's like I might not have a wife. That's how I see it, period. I might not ever find a wife, but women ain't nothing. I was plenty of women. And I tell guys too, like, you got to know who you are. Like, I already decided, like, all right, no, mine is, I heard it's something like a little kind of like thing. It's like, I'm looking for the puzzle piece, not the same type of puzzle. Like, I'm not looking for somebody who will like me. I'm looking for somebody who's going to be a puzzle piece to this puzzle right here to figure out this whole thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people looking for the same pieces. They the same pieces. And I'm like, no, I'm not looking for another person who want to be head. Or, I ain't looking for all that combatants. I ain't looking for somebody who like me. I look for a puzzle piece in my life. Like, some people just looking for compliments. I don't look for the same compliment. Same. I ain't looking for that type of woman. Like, and it's like, I like a woman who's a boss woman who has ideas, concepts, understand all this stuff. But it's like, yo, if you want to play the role, I don't need two of me. That's what I'm trying to say. I just don't need two of me. So, like, I don't need two of me.
That's why I always say that when it comes to dynamics and relationship or dating, a lot of women look for a man that she compares herself to, and a lot of men look for women that compliment them. And that's where the disconnect comes in sometimes. It's like she comes into the situation not really looking for a compliment. She's looking at you, and based off of where she's at, do you compare to it? And the guy comes into it like based off of where he's at, can she compliment it?
I hear all these things and all that, but because I push just such a much more simple life, I don't really care about these entitlement roles and things of that nature. I'm looking for a complementary piece. Like I said, I walk this earth. I want the symbiotism of that. I want us to be able to move through and enjoy life together. We don't have to get in all that. I position myself to I don't need you, and I'm not needing you to do anything. Just be here and fucking have fun. I have my children. I don't need you to make children. I have children. I have a team. I know my job. I got my responsibilities. I just need you to rock with me. Other men might be different for how they're approaching it. I just need you to rock with me, love. That's all I need. Just that simple. I was like, when I hear all this, I'm like, I get it, but my life is more simple than that.
I mean, it really is simple. That's the whole thing about just wanting peace. It really is simple. It's just like some people trying to make it complicated. And that's the whole thing about leadership. Is like, it's not trying to make things complicated. It's just like, it's a sense of direction. And everybody, not everybody, some people want a sense of direction in life.
I mean, some people, I get it because some people need it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people literally function better when you can tell them what the fuck to do. So I understand it. I get it. It's required based upon the individual.
I mean, but you also.
But that's why I say some people look for. That's why I'm like, if you want a dictator, say you want a dictator. Say you want somebody who just tells you everything and you just follow everything they do. Now, if that's what you want, then you can't complain about the leadership because you're just following at that point. But if you're talking about democracy and you want certain independency and control over your thoughts and your contribution to the organization or the family, then that's different. And he would have to be that type of guy who understands it that way or wants to lead that way as well. Mm-hmm. And I think people be trying to you mix up the leadership styles. But it's also up to you as a follower to know what leadership style complements you.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be aware of how to guide someone. Everybody gonna be guided differently. Everybody don't have the same learning style. I mean, that's all part of me and my whole thing about being a leader too is just understand. I mean, it's different forms, like you said, leadership. It's just the whole thing of mine. I just tell everybody, yeah, at some point you depends on what your position at. It's your level of blame that comes with it. Period.
And I would hear women say, well, he wasn't a good leader. He was narcissistic. He was egotistical. He was this. He was that. And I'm like, he was a good leader. He just wasn't the leader for you because that's not the type of leadership you wanted.
I was about to say, because some of them same traits are some traits that can make a great leader.
But it depends on who wants to follow.
Yeah, it just depends. I agree with it.
You just chose a bad leader. That's on you at that point. It's not on him.
Yeah, it's on you that you chose to align yourself with something that wasn't actually fitted for you. That's on you.
Exactly.
All the time. It's your choice.
You don't need to diminish the other side because you don't know how to, you don't got no discernment.
Because there's other people who don't mind it. That's exactly what they want. And all you did was just you just took their leader. You just took their relationship while they're going to get into another relationship with somebody who has a democracy. And then they say, well, they're a bad leader. When really y'all both just chose the wrong leaders. Why don't y'all swap?
CT.
Let's see what CT talking about. Do y'all believe most men really do?
I think it's partnerships,
but say leadership as in a dictator to boost their egos. No. No. If he wants to be a dictator, then he's going to want that regardless. Like partnership ain't even in the question.
Yeah, most men who typically walk this path and they push this whole like dictator mentality, that shit's right there in the forefront. It ain't really, he ain't disguising that. Like he let it be known, like no, I'm in charge. I'm gonna run it. Shut up. Like he kind of carries that forward. Like I don't really see too many shy dictators.
I always try to tell certain women. I forgot who I was talking to. It really depends on the man. Like, let me put it like this: like, because I'm in charge so much, right? It's just who I am. Like, it's hard for me. Look, when I worked for somebody, it was hard for me then. Kev, you know that it was hard for me. Like people who was above me, because I was always an in control guy. Even my leaders I believed them. Like it's crazy. It's like, yo, this is my supervisor, but then on my job it switched. Even though it's like I didn't take the title, but I was still gonna be the supervisor. And for some reason, it happened like that. And I realized I can't be going to nobody job doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know I couldn't live under that structure. So I think it really depends on the man. Like, I ain't looking for no partner, but I ain't trying to dictate to nobody even. Like, some people will be thinking about dictatorship. It's like
It depends on the structure, on how you want to. It depends on the structure, how you want to have.
Yeah, it's like with
everything.
a woman. You ain't gonna just give me no, Disney World fairy tales to be living off of. Nah, like you gotta make it make sense and just all hopes and dreams. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you just, I'm not. No, I wouldn't dictate it to nobody, but I ain't looking for no partnership. I don't need no partner. I don't think a woman gonna bring that type of lifestyle to me anyway that I would want. I need other things. My things are not partner-esque.
Well, it depends on what's needed. It really depends on like the structure that you feel is needed to be successful in your purpose of that relationship.
CT, every woman that been with me, left up. Ain't none of my relationships, they're down. Every woman I've been with was up when they left me, when we separated. Up too. I ain't talking about, it's just a new car. No, like their whole life was changed. Now the man after them, like they might bring it down, but they ain't got nothing to do with me. Like they was super up. So it's like, I understand what she's saying about failed relationships, but all my relationships were success as far as the relationship was. We just didn't work out. Everybody improved. Everybody's life was better. That's how,
And it kind of depends on what they blaming them about. Like it's like it really depends on like if they just going around blaming the whole relationship on them, then that's hypocritical.
I think that's another thing too. I don't have no blame to put on those women. Like because of how I am, right? How I see things, it's like we all left up. It wasn't no blame. Everybody was up. So it's like I don't really see it's like this didn't work out. Ain't really no blame. This my whole thing about the blame is like it's just realizing what more of what kind of lifestyle I needed. And being more direct with when I meet newer people in my life, like being more upfront, like, hey, this is what I need, so it won't be blindsiding or they can't adjust to it, or it's the changes that happen too. Sometimes you just grow, and they don't want to grow with you. And I leave those situations kind of quickly, and that will usually be with me. It's like I leave women, and I outgrow women, and they don't want to grow past a certain point. They just want to live a nice life, which is cool. But then my dreams and goals ain't over, and if you can't match, you know what I mean, the rest of what I'm trying to build, then I guess that road stops. So that's why my relationship ends mostly because they stop, and I still got more to go, and I leave them right there.
I'm just saying it depends.
It's like Sodom and Gomorrah. They just want to turn around and live right there, and I got to keep pushing. I'm locked.
Yeah, but think about Sodom, like when that happened, you think he blamed himself?
No, that's why I said I don't have blame. I felt we was all up. She chose the. That's why I said I don't.
But that's what I'm talking about. Is like that's what I was talking about earlier, as far as her personal. That thing me and Kel was talking about her personal decisions. Like you can't blame yourself for her personal decisions, even though it's under your leadership.
Yeah, I mean, I say it's her. It's her. I don't feel blame. I don't feel blame, even though I take it. It's like somebody say something bad about you. It's like, okay, cool, it's whatever. I mean, like that. That's how I feel about when I say I take it. It's like, it's still under me. I take it. Whatever it is, what it is. It ain't true, but it is what it is. You know, people gonna always talk.
Dudes, that was for you right there.
For what?
Her question.
What's that?
So you saying even when y'all did separate, it was a successful relationship, but do you still believe that when people get divorced?
Oh no, it was a failure. It is that the relationship was a failure. Like, yeah, it failed, but nobody was hurt. Like, far as like livelihood, like emotionally, yeah, you hurt. You know what I mean? That scar heal. It is what it is. You know, relationship, yeah, that's a failure. It is what it is. But nobody living was hurt. If you understand what I'm saying, like some people when relationships break up, oh, it's a turmoil, everything messed up. You know what I mean? Everybody was improved, like emotionally. Like yeah, I know everybody gonna mourn. It is what it is. I was sad when it was over. It was over.
I mean, there are successful failures in life.
Yeah, it failed though. It was what it was.
If you fall on ice, say you're trying to walk on ice, right? And the failure is you slipping and falling head first on that ice. That is a hard failure. But you can also slip and fall on something soft.
All right, CT.
You failed, but you failed successfully because you didn't get hurt.
And there's another thing I see. She said she's confused. It's like
I know that's why I said that.
you met me?
That's why I said that.
Like when you met me, you was walking. You know what I'm saying? When you met me, you had no home. You was walking.
That crazy.
Yeah. Huh? What you say?
That sound crazy, Kev.
It's like, all right, say like you meet somebody walking, and then life improves, and nobody's walking no more. You don't ride a bus. You actually own your car. You own everything. It's like everything in life improved, but we didn't work out. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm saying that, like, no, the relationship failed, but everything else in life improved. Nobody was hurt. Like it was just like, you get what I'm saying? Like she's confused. So it's like life improved, but relationship failed.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Like, yo, niggas went from renting to owning nice size houses. So it's like when we separated, it wasn't no confused, like people hurting. Like this ain't working out. And just because we have material gains, I'm the wrong guy. F material gains. I mean, I believe what I believe. I can get all I get back. That's why I build it.
Nah, like I understand. I understand like what it is that's trying to like get across. It's just that when I'm listening to it, I'm like, yo, why don't you just separate the shit? Why placate failure with success, nigga? Just separate it. Like I don't understand when people do that. Like, they combine it together to try to like philosophize the shit.
Yeah, it's still
this failed, and then you became the successor in this. Just separate the shit. Like, it just sounds weird.
That's another thing too. Like,
I mean, but it is philosophy though.
But that's another thing too. Sometimes like leaving is an improvement too. It's like, yeah, my life improved. I separated because it got stagnant, and when I left, it improved dramatically again. So it's like, I don't know. I just know I made the right decision. That's all I know. Like,
I don't disagree with what being said. I just be like, I just don't understand why people do that. Like it's more easier to understand. You just say it straight through.
Yeah, some people live in misery, live in toxicity, then they mess up their minds. They can't go further. I refuse to do that. I got to keep pushing forward. I don't live in my past. That's another thing too. Like I don't understand how people live in their past for so long. Like they still in 2000. You think what I'm saying? Like, dang, you still in 2010? You know what I mean? Your mind's still in 2010? You still dealing with issues and old boyfriends and feelings from 2010? I need, 2022. I need you to readdress those things. And I mean a lot of people who got a lot of old stuff they dealing with. And I'm gonna tell anybody, go seek help, man. Like, ain't nothing wrong with it. I have. I mean, I guess that's why I can grow too. Like, I ain't scared to seek help. Now, the first time seeking it, a little difficult. I ain't gonna lie for anybody. First time I had to go anywhere, like I really didn't want to go. It was a little weary, blah blah blah. But after you go that hurdle, it changes things kind of drastically. So that is my experience to tell you, be real.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first couple of times, like I wouldn't even say the first meetup. Like it was like a couple of meetups. Like I don't know about this. But after I just settled into okay, this is cool. Then you identify certain things that you never really deal with, and that's why I learned, from my experience, that a lot of people got those type of unidentified past things that they haven't recollected. You know what I mean? Settled. They just want to bury in in the darkness. What that look, CD, KJ?
No, because I was thinking about like how Kel was like about philosophizing it, right? And it was I was sitting here thinking about mine. I remember Marshall tried to do that one time, like when we teach it, and he said like, he was talking to a kid, and it was like you were speaking to him, giving the example of like, yo, you fail, but because you learn so much through it, it's building out. And I was like, I get it, but let's just keep this with my dude. You learned something, right? Okay, you lost that fight. You failed. You failed. You failed. Now we gonna take this and we're gonna turn this around and try to make something successful happen. Yeah. But I'm not gonna run these things together. Like it wasn't a successful failure. Nah, failure is failure. You failed, but you learned something and you failed it. Now we're gonna take what you learned and then make a success. That's why I say I think just separate it. Like it just sounds stupid to me when I hear people do that. Man, nigga,
but I ain't want to separate it. That's the thing
I get it. That's why I understand what you say.
That's why I was like,
I get it. It's just I was just thinking about myself like that sounds crazy.
Because I say some things intentionally, and if you don't understand it, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, I understood what you saying.
Yeah,
that's why I said I get it. I was like, that shit just sounds crazy.
Yeah, it do sound crazy.
But when you say Marshall,
fuck you gonna use these antonyms together and then try to make like this is crazy. That's like saying, yo, you a pretty ugly bitch.
Well, there are pretty ugly.
You old smart, you old dumb smart motherfucker. Like nigga, these just don't even.
But they exist.
They actually don't.
They
actually don't though. That's the thing.
They say all the time, you too smart for your own good. Like
yes, but that doesn't make you dumb on the other side though. Like your child is pointing at something else though. Just like with the pretty ugly thing. No, it's one or the other. It's like you're not both. You're not both. This is crazy. This is fucking stupid.
See, sometimes you just accentuating something else you see pretty about it.
You trying to say somebody can't be pretty on the inside and ugly on the outside? That what you trying to say? You can't be a pretty ugly motherfucker?
I'm separating the two. I would say, yo, physically you ugly, but you are so beautiful on the inside. I'm not gonna tell you you're ugly beautiful. No, we're gonna separate this. Physically, you look like a fucking baboon. But internally, girl, you look amazing.
Well, I ain't gonna call them neither one of them. If I can't call them both, I ain't gonna call them neither.
I'm not saying that wrong.
I'm not gonna say you beautiful when I know for a fact you ain't. Like I can't say one. I can't just say one.
That ain't happening.
I call you beautiful. I call you beautiful, and you take it like you take it wrong. No, I'm just gonna not say it at all. Either I'm gonna call you both or not say it at all.
I get it. That shit just sounds funny as hell. It's like, what the hell?
Yo, that is a straight contradiction there off top. Like you know you being contradiction.
That's why I keep saying this. Like that's all I'm hearing. I'm like, oh my god, why is he doing that?
It being a contradiction.
that sounds like some pimp shit too.
To a certain degree. Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
But pimping is philosophy. It's you know, you gotta be a philosopher to pimp.
Oh no, there is a philosophy behind it. I don't knock when people do it. I just when I like certain stuff when I hear people do it, like don't get me wrong, I understand like the points people be trying to get across. I just be listening to people and I be like, that was unnecessary. Mm-hmm. You should have just said what the fuck you was trying to say. That philosophy, all that wasn't needed. like sometimes when people do it, it's like they be overselling something. I be like, this is more confusing than if you just said the shit outright. Like, why are you doing that? That's why that shit just be weird to me. I'm like, just say it outright.
You know, most people really don't know what they want though.
A lot of people. A lot of people aren't happy with themselves anyway.
Mm-hmm.
like most people are living oxymoronic. Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't really know what they want. They so like, man, listen, man, people be searching all their lives. I'm like, dang. At some point, you didn't get no clue, none.
Hey, do you think that maybe part of their purpose is to not have a clue?
Yes.
Man, I be thinking about that, man. But then when I start thinking about stuff like that, then I started feeling very fortunate, right? But then,
You should.
but then I started to feel like a higher responsibility in my life. Then you get what I'm saying? Like, damn, like shit.
You don't feel guilty, do you?
No, I don't feel no guilt, no shame, none of that. That's one thing I say I don't have like out of all my years so far on this earth. I don't have no guilt, no shame, like. Oh, regrets. I remember dating people. And they were like, "You don't regret nothing." Like, no. Like, I don't have nothing to look at and say, "Damn, I don't." You know what I mean? Like, most of the things I have done. I constantly done before I spoke upon it before it happens. So, I say I can't really look at things. I don't have nothing to say I'm regretful about. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let it go down like that.
Yeah, I think that people, even though we can talk about purpose in life, I think sometimes people get the misconception that living your purpose in life is living a extravagant, purposeful life.
Yeah, because when people hear purpose, like
Yeah, it ain't got to be.
they try to make their purpose that of others.
Yeah, and that's my whole thing. It ain't about being extravagant, man. It's like being a purpose of being a person of encouragement, being a purpose of opportunity. It's like if I have opportunity to be able to give people opportunity. That's why I was like, I started looking at things different. Like maybe you're a person of opportunity to give opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean. Like, nah, it ain't about trying to have this royal life. I remember having a conversation with Shorty, like I might do such. I'm like, that don't mean I'm about to go to what it is Egypt, or I didn't mean I'm about to go do certain things like what's the rich place over there in Iran? I can't remember right now. Dubai. It's like I'm not gonna live a Dubai life. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't about striving for that. It's just like I know if I do this, I can open up this for my nieces and nephew to be able to travel here and see this and explore life. And like this is what I see. It's just like it's a family oriented thing. It ain't really my personal. It's like setting up avenues for other people to do. It's like, yo, D, why you trying to do this stuff in Africa now? Like, for my nieces and nephews to have opportunity to travel, go see places, be multicultural. Like, it ain't really about me. So
I think that some people is like, even from an analogy, right? Some people's purpose is to be a car. Other people's purpose is to be a napkin. It is what it is. That's just your purpose in life.
yeah,
I agree. I agree with you.
Just be the best napkin you can be, man. That's the only thing about it. Just be the best napkin you can be.
I agree with that.
Man, hold on.
Totally agree.
She just said, I think if you believe you truly are better off and succeeded, you can admit your failures as just failures and not conflate it with anything else.
I think if you truly believe okay.
Look, it's lessons, yo. You can admit your failures for failure. We talking about lessons. Like a lot of people want to admit I failed, but they don't learn shit about their failures, yo. Period. Like you can, it's better off doing a lot of things. But I always tell people like it's really like how many failures have people actually faced? Like, man, you failing all the time, ain't facing none of your wrongs. You You ain't learning why you failing all the time. Like, I had people always want to say, like, admitting to something. Just because you admit to something don't mean you faced it. So it's like, yo, I'm talking about facing your failures and actually becoming successful from it. So it's like, KJ said it earlier, like, yeah, relationship failed, but I became a success. And I look back and understand what the successes was in my last relationship, and I will apply those successes, but I won't apply those failures. So it's learning life. Like, if we're not learning life, then you're gonna do the same thing over and over. Call it
I mean,
insanity.
and that's the only time when you can chime in and say something was a waste of time. Like, if you went through it,
Ain't no
failed,
blame.
and then you ain't learned shit at all. Like that was a waste of time.
Yeah, and that's my whole thing. Like, admitting that was a failure, but you do need to have takeaways.
I mean, just
Yeah,
because
you
you,
should.
see the success in something, don't mean you don't admit that it failed.
Yeah,
Like you can see the positivity in something and still recognize that it was a negative experience.
yeah. Positive thing was I understand doing a financial situation. This is the best operation under that situation, and everybody grew. I understand too. And when things start adjusting, oh, this is how things act. So it was like trial and error. Like I will always do certain things a certain way because I understand how that failed and how that succeeded. But at the end of the day, yeah, it was a failure. Like, way around that. It's just that I'm a nigga who learned. Like, oh. And I still ain't living in when it ended. Like, I don't progress so much. Like, some people still living in their bad endings.
I think we too invested on succeed and fail. So you can see the benefit in a negative situation. You can see the benefit from a failure. So
true.
Let's see.
Yeah.
But why you think I'm about to ask her why do people have so many of the same purposes? What causes that? What causes a lot of people have the same outlook?
Because most people are unhappy with themselves, and most people are unhappy with themselves, and they don't believe
in have the same purposes. What's for you may not be for anyone else. That's true.
It's almost true. But why? Why do they have the same purposes? What causes people to have the same imaginations and desires?
Because people want to be used. Because people want to have or be seen as having the same value. Mm-hmm. The toilet paper, the paper towel, and the napkin, all trying to wipe the same ass. Mm-hmm. Right? They all want to be seen as the ass wiper. Having the same value. I think that pretty much goes into like just self-image and sometimes an inflated sense of ego and pride and overvaluation of what they even give to life sometimes. So it's like, yeah, I feel as though I have the same purpose as someone else because I'm trying to chase their value as opposed to find mine. As opposed to finding my own individuality. I'm trying to chase other people's sense of what is seen as valuable. So they chase the same things.
I also think that
I agree.
My whole thing is everybody got a purpose. They just don't define it. I don't see a soul without purpose. Just some people just don't define their lives, define their purpose.
I mean, everybody has purpose because everybody has a usage.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about. Like, people want to be used the same way.
Because a doormat, your purpose is for me to step on you. Understand this. Your purpose is for me to step on you. Wipe my feet off before I go into this house. It's your purpose.
Yeah, people want to be a part of something that's still alone. Some of the people pushing the purpose on people. You can, I mean, you can not be alone and still have your. Here's the problem that people have is that you're so afraid to be alone that you attach or chase other people's purposes without knowing how to be in your own and be around people that complement yours. Like everything in the kitchen can't be a fork. It has to be other utensils in the kitchen for this to be a kitchen. We gotta be. Hey, to the audience. I use a lot of wild analogies, yo. It gotta be like something that complements each other in the kitchen. But you got a problem with finding people or knowing how to relate to other people or have any relational intelligence to know how to compartmentalize people and see what best fits your life and how pieces around you actually complement who you are.
Oh, CT. No, but I did not say that we are all God's children. Oh, let me show what she said. If you believe that we are all God's children, how can you not believe He has a purpose for all of us? I still think we all have purpose, but I don't believe we all God's children.
In the Bible, it says we're not all God's children too.
Yeah, so like that is not what I believe. That was just some people believe. That's what somebody told you. But yeah, biblically, we're not all God's children, and that what makes this whole fight come on about who's are chosen and who are descendants. And that's why I tell people I can't rock out with your lack of biblical history and knowledge and follow your religions because you don't know. And some people are confused and they just want to go to church and hoop and holler and clap and, have a concert. But they don't know one.
But even if we run with the theory, still go back to what I say. God created you to be the doormat.
Yeah, I mean,
so get stepped on.
Might not be God's child, but you still got God, some type of purpose.
Still got a purpose.
But yeah, I did not say we are all God's children. We are not. It's not even stated like that in the Bible.
I think it's because when people hear purpose, people think that it always has to be something that's just like super flourishing. Not realizing that purpose could be just something super basic.
I just thought about something just now. People get God's children with God's creation mixed up. We are all God's creation. Go ahead. We're not all God's children.
No, I thought you was about to go more into that.
No. Not tonight.
He said no.
He said, I mean,
he said no. Nah.
Exactly. And you're right. Some people aren't meant to get old, get married, be fathers, rich, poor, die, even in tragedy. Right. I mean, people die young too. So no, not everybody meant to be old. You're true. There's a balance in life. Everybody gonna live differently. That's why we all have different paths and different choices. And remember, my choices. Some things are a choice, but some of my choices lead us on all kind of different paths. So you're right. We're not meant to do the same things or live the same life.
Hey, if there's a balance in life, how do you view fairness in life?
What is that?
I'm asking.
If there's a balance. Say again?
If there's a balance in life, how do you view fairness?
How do I do fairness?
Yeah. Because people view fairness a certain way. They believe that there should be fairness in the world, right?
The world is fair. You don't think the world fair? Law might not be fair. You know what I mean? But life is fair. I believe life is fair. You live and you die. That's the most fair thing you can get.
I was going to say fairness lives within the balance itself.
Yeah, life is fair. Like the county courthouse laws might not be fair. You know what I mean? I mean, but that's like
might not be fair at family court.
yeah, man might not be fair, but life is fair. You know what I'm saying? Life is fair. Let me put it like this: you can come to a situation where you might be impoverished, right? But then your lack of became your strength when you got into a certain level, and because they didn't have the lack of, didn't have the wherewithal, they didn't have the strength, now they have a weakness, and now you have a strength. So life is always gives a balance. Like I tell people, sometimes it's about how far you let your weaknesses hold you down, and you'll never rise up enough to see that your weakness was actually a strength for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, oh man, you just at the bottom so long, and you scared to work hard enough to get to a level in your life, but that actually becomes a positive for you. It's a balance of neutrality, and it flips. In anything in anyone's life. Do y'all believe everything has happened for a reason?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, life is for a reason for everything. Life is a period. When you live life, that's a reason. Like this is all for a reason. Ain't nothing on this earth that isn't for a reason. Otherwise, you wouldn't exist. Existing is a reason.
That's what purpose is.
Yeah, this is a reason.
Yeah, purpose is the reason for existing.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
no such thing as
here's the thing about, because she asked who said that well, it was up there. Who said life was supposed to be fair? Mm-hmm. Some people feel as though because you got your purpose and I haven't got mine, that's not fair.
And that's what
because this person is rich and this person is poor, that's not fair. Because this person is sick and that person isn't, that's not fair.
Why you think men and women got problems? Why we think women have problems? Women want to be treated fair. They want to be on a certain plane. Like, no, this ain't unfair. You're not me. We're not. Life is fair, but you want to be on my lane. Like that's the thing. Like that's why we have issues now. Like life is already fair, but you want to change the rules of fairness.
Life is fair. He made you stupid and made me smart. Look at God.
Humble beginnings from KJ.
I'm just talking about balance, man.
Life is what you make.
But I think that I think people do see. I think people do live by the code and morality of fairness, but I think that the fairness gets conflated with entitlement.
Yeah, a lot of time people speak fairness. They really speaking more in favor too.
Mm-hmm. And life is what you make it because it's all about choices.
Yes, it is. I mean, that's true.
Right. What's she say? Let's see here.
If people accept it,
there wouldn't be no reason.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, because that's what it's about. It's about that acceptance. Like most people chase other people's lives because most people are unhappy with theirs. If they accepted their placement, then that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, life is I mean, life is fair because time is fair. Time is equal to everybody who lives in it, who is within it. So everybody gets that same plane when it comes to time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, some people think is unfair because they might don't have information to get them to a certain place of unprivy. And like, yo, it's the lack of too. Like, it all depends on where you at in the scheme of things. Like, If you don't have all the information, then you can't get all what comes with it. That's how life is.
But it's up to you to find the information, and that's where the power of choice comes in.
So, you know.
Yep,
If you know how to make the right choices.
Because if you can acknowledge the fact that you are not privy or privileged to something, that means now you have the understanding that damn it, that means there's more that you can learn and find. Now, if you don't take the opportunity to do it, that's on you. But the moment you can make that acknowledgement means you can do it.
Yes.
Is time fair? Absolutely. It is still fair.
It's time fair to baby that dies than an old person.
Time is time. Time is time. Time don't care about circumstances. Time don't care about anything. Time is time. So it's fair across the board.
Yeah, because you're running the concept of saying that someone simply had more time, but time is still time.
But time itself is just time.
Time is an illusion.
Expound more.
There's really no such thing as time. Time is an aspect of constructing destination. Like time is a construct of point A to point B as markers. So time is only a marker in life to it's like compassing. That's how they built the compass of time. All these things are just markers. So when you learn to live outside the box, let me put it like this. I use time to my advantage because I can see in the future. I always think in the future, but I know my future is present. I can make my future present. It's just like what they call paradigms. If you understand that all of this have structures and can change, just like ice, water, and all this, is an illusion because it all is shape shifting. So the illusion is you think is ice. The illusion is you think is water, but the real thing is it's just H2O. It's just transforming. So this is the illusion. Time is the illusion of the transformation. Time helps with the illusion. That's all. Might be a little too. I was just thinking about. She's talking about a baby and a nandio. Just because I may die at 33 don't mean that I haven't accomplished my purpose. Somebody hasn't accomplished their purpose at 2. Or fulfilled their life at 2. You don't really know what somebody's life fulfillment is. That's why nobody can name the day or time. That somebody would pass because then it's an illusion. Right? You can't name it. Every day is every day. Every day is basically the same with different options. It's a repeat, man. Sun go up, sun come down. We just repeat cycles. We live in a cycle, if you understand what I'm saying. Time is a construction of cycles.
I mean, time is a measurement of life.
Yeah, life cycles. It's all cycles. That's what I'm saying. Time is just an illusion of cycles. Just a measurement. It's a marker. That's all. Interesting. But I will say this one thing: women still on that clock, though. you better. I don't care what time you would not illusion you want to live under. That's why I always say.
I could hear a woman combating that right now. Like, nigga, you told me it's an illusion, so that motherfucking clock is an illusion.
I know your clock real.
I can hear that now.
And then you gotta antagonize some thoughts sometimes.
Time is an illusion. That clock is an illusion. I got all the time in the world.
Yeah. Sure was. They was at the right place at the wrong time. At the right place at the right time. It all supposed to happen. Let me put it like this. I got one.
All the time. Everything happens for a reason.
Let me put it like this, CT. When Noah closed the ark, You don't think, them people on the outside were serving their purpose? Their purpose was y'all didn't listen. Y'all shouldn't have been there. All kind of stuff, whatever. Okay, yeah. Hold on, man. She said if a woman's purpose is not to be married, be a mother or married, what is this clock? Oh, this clock is something you can't turn back around for. So if you don't do one or two of these things by a certain time, ain't nobody gonna want you, and ain't nobody gonna impregnate you. I promise you. It's a depreciation factor. The clock is the depreciation factor. Okay.
I mean, but like Kev just said, if time is an illusion, that means that clock is going to be an illusion.
Yeah, and okay, you depreciate. The value loses over a certain time over time. Like, far as like sexualness in men, and how in a certain way to the community, yes, you can still have an effect. Nobody's not knocking the mind, but we talking about the relationship between men and females, as far as like who want what. And I understand Krugers out here, but guess what? Krugers are falling off the map horribly. I promise you.
But it still would be an illusion because you might be looking at motherhood as just you giving birth to yourself, but you still got, as long as you living, you got time to be that mother.
You can be a mother.
You can be a mother to other people chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes you don't got to be pregnant to be a mother.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's the depreciation factor. Like, hey, we all depreciate at some point, And I'm not saying men don't have a depreciation factor either. Some women act like when we say things that we don't apply certain things to ourselves. We do appreciate at a certain point too. We do understand that. We just say that some women don't like to acknowledge theirs. These modern women definitely don't like to acknowledge theirs.
I know one thing: people depreciating a lot faster these days than they used to.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's because the standards that people live by depreciates. So if the value or what you value in life isn't what it used to be before, then it's gonna push the depreciation to happen faster.
Mm-hmm.
People don't have the same values.
Nope. And some people want other people to, carry their burdens. I'm not doing that. I help you.
I mean, but nobody's built to carry burdens.
Nope. Don't give me yours. I'm not gonna take them anyway. I refuse gifts. People act like they can't refuse gifts, man. You're like, why do you take that? They gave it to me. You can refuse that. No, I don't want it. Regardless if they give it to you. I'd be like, why you take that? They gave it to me. But you can say no. And people think certain things are rude. Like, no.
I I know a dude who had got a chick pregnant, and then and he walked away, and he said the exact line that you said. He said, "I ain't carrying that burden. I didn't want it." She tried to give it to me, but I didn't want it.
I don't like, but you gave her a burden. You wanted it.
It's only funny because I literally heard someone say the exact thing. Like, I didn't want it. Carry that burden yourself. You should have talked about this person.
Man.
Man, that's crazy. Man. That's crazy. But
what can be a blessing can yet still be a curse.
What?
Who's stressed?
I know, right? I didn't tell you long hair don't care. You just don't care. Long hair don't care. We ain't stressed about nothing. Man,
And purpose is to have less. Yeah, but that got to be recognized by that person too. Like,
I want to say something right now. Abundance. There's nothing wrong with living in abundance. You're supposed to live in multiplication. Listen, I got a great teacher that talks about multiplication. His name is Miles Monroe. Talk about abundance and multiplication. Look, and the thing is, when we think about abundance, we think about overpriced goods of other people. That's not abundance. Like, you can plant a tree, live simple, and get abundant of fruit. If you have a farm and you plant your seeds, you get abundance of food. Like, we can live in abundance. The thing is, we don't want to work to live in abundance. And then people think living in abundance is having a certain amount of dollars.
Oh, she talking trash. Look at she talking trash.
You jealous? Her hair ain't longer as mine. I can't help it. God ain't blessed you with no long hair. I tell you, stop putting in white people chemicals in your hair. You can grow a little bit. I can't help it. My forehead big. It always been like this since the girl. I can't help that.
She say that about
I mean,
all
I
of
think
them.
I think that
But hold on.
people might confuse abundance with prosperity.
Look, let me tell you something about the forehead. I have foresight. Just remember that. I ain't gonna even collaborate so much. What is that? What is bread care? Explain that. What is that? What is that, y'all? You know what that is?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know. I don't know whether that's supposed to be head or braid. But whatever it is, she talking mad crap to you right now. Everything is on you.
That because he entertaining her.
Mad shot.
Because he entertaining her. That's why she doing it.
Oh, beard. That was all the way wrong.
Oh, since I need some beard care. Yeah, but at least my shit full. They ain't all chopped up looking like somebody got a disease. You know.
But yeah, that abundance. That's why I was saying. I think people might confuse abundance with prosperity. Not everybody's meant to live in prosperity. I think.
Yeah,
some people are, and that's where the whole purpose part come in, because people feel as though their purpose should be. Yeah, so it should be in a certain sense of prosperity, and that's how you should live. And then if you don't, then it's not fair, or that you're not really achieving your purpose, when it can be that you're closer to your purpose than you think you are. You just think that you should have more based off of somebody else's purpose.
Hey, yo. Remember, I'm gonna have to stamp all the way on CT93. I'm be cool today, but when we start jonesing, oh Lord, I'm gonna be singing so much. When we start jonesing, oh yeah, I'm gonna snap hard.
Oh man, see now it's getting crazy. I didn't even see that. Now it's getting crazy. Now we talking about now we talking about Jada Pickett and all that. Like, come on,
yeah,
like,
you know what I mean?
Crazy. She pretty much, she said she trying to say you should be on Red Table Talk. That's what she trying to say.
Hey.
It's all fun. I can't wait. Oh, she going in. Oh, hello. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna laugh off. We have a funny entertainer.
Yeah.
But you know, I want everybody to be prepared to, like, we talk about our relationship stuff, but like on some true life stuff, I keep trying to tell people. I guess I wanted to let everybody know, yo, we about to go through some hard times. Prepare, man. I am not BSing at all, man. Like, look, I'm telling y'all now, because don't come to me when stuff going down. I'm not helping. I'm focusing on me. I promise you that's what it is right now. Look, great quote my uncle used to tell me while we was out there on the farm, yo. An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of care. So, you know, take that how y'all hear it. Just know that when things hit up, I am not. I give y'all prevention. I'm gonna keep
I
talking.
know. See. Hold on, man. Hold on. I know CT93 ain't talking about somebody being stiff when every time your screen come on, it be still.
The night was a casual night. CT, what we supposed to be doing? Jumping off the wall, having a party? Nah, we having a nice we just fortunate. It's called Tuesdays Chit Chat. Not Tuesdays, let's excite everybody. Not Tuesdays, let's go on a show and have the deepest of conversations. Like Kev, Kev had profound thoughts. We talk about profound things. We brothers. That's what we do. But we don't be crazy turned up all the time. Right now, this is just a relaxed thing. If anybody want to come here and chat with us like you, we chat back with you. You know what I mean? That's all. We ain't trying to be stiff. We won't act old as you. I promise we don't. I know we don't act as old as you.
No, she gonna make a joke and call us old.
Oh, yo, KFC, your friend is.
Ooh, Kev. Yeah, Kev tried to say it. Now she went at Kev.
Yeah, it's all good.
I knew she was
I knew it was
good.
coming. I knew it was coming.
Uh-huh.
I see forehead in that profile picture too. So I guess we all.
It's like we're one big family.
One big family. just let me know. We can talk more. Just let me know. I'll take my hat off. You know what? I'm gonna take my hat off when you come on the show and not be a screenshot.
Ooh.
Then I'll take the hat off.
Ooh.
So then
you call it a screenshot.
Ooh, screenshot.
Screenshot. You know what I mean? You got altered
Yeah.
photo.
It's a whole slideshow down there. It's not even a video. It's just slideshow in the corner somewhere.
Hey man,
we chilling though. We chilling.
Hey yo, y'all see that stuff on Club? Y'all see about Club? What y'all think about Clubhouse? Y'all know about Clubhouse?
What about it?
I think Clubhouse is FBI wiretap station. You know me watching that stuff?
It probably is. There's a lot that's going on. I mean,
I don't
because so many people be out there just talking.
Yeah, I'm about to say they be all over the place.
The Twitter Spaces, they be doing all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that.
They feel as though because it's all profile pics and you just talking that people can't trace or know who you are.
You said people can't trace and know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, because on Club, I mean, all of this is just a profile pic, and then this is Clubhouse right here. Yeah, that's Clubhouse.
Yeah, I say just like us being on like a conference call, no video.
So people feel like they can't tell who behind the screen or who behind the audio.
I don't trust that, man. I don't trust that guy Whack 100 either. I don't know. I'm like, yo, he's feds, yo.
He's very controversial. I would say that.
Yeah, he's police.
I don't see how they trust that nigga DJ Vlad neither.
Oh, he's an informant too.
These niggas look very.
I mean, but they been talking about Vlad for years, though. They been talking about Vlad for years being that.
Like some niggas just look untrustworthy.
This is when people like, well, I'm not an informant, and like.
But you always give informant type interviews, though.
Yeah, you do informant shit all the time.
Like even your questioning is very,
it's detailed just like a police officer. Like it's interrogation. Like I'm like he asks questions just like in an interrogation room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like y'all like going there? Like look, I remember one of the guy friends man was like man come be part of my podcast man and and I'm gonna ask you some questions and I'm like how it is? So he's like Vlad. I mean, you sound like a police officer too. I don't want to do your stuff. And I just couldn't do it. Like, I don't want to do no police interrogation. Like,
not like that, no.
Nah. And it's on opposite camera. You know what it looked like? Like, remember the old Wayne films when they used to get interrogated at one point? When they used to have the little clips of them getting asked by a little attorney some questions. Or unimportant, opponent judge. You ever see those clips? Look like little old videotapes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing. Who want to go through that interrogation? Not me. I think that was all something serious. I don't know.
I mean, sometimes people just get a platform, they get the bag for it, and then they just sit there and talk. Until he ends up asking, until he just set him up with a question. And it's like all them other questions just set up that one question that's very informative.
I said, man, listen to CT93. The only reason you over there texting and sending in the chat is because you don't got no internet. Now get you some internet where you can have video, and then you can say all that to my face. You know what I mean? But other than that, just go ahead and keep on typing because you got no internet. People with bad internet be talking all the craziest junk.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. Okay.
That's not my purpose.
I can't be mad at you.
It's not my purpose.
I can't be mad at you. You funny. That's why I mess with you though. Good humor. Like a person with good humor. I'm too serious all the time. So I like people with good humor. See, I like balance in a certain type of way. Because I'm always most likely serious.
Is it really about purpose though? Because trolling in the comments ain't your purpose either.
I thought, but don't people choose their purpose?
It's a good question.
I always thought people chose their purpose.
Yeah,
people do choose their purpose because they choose how they decide to be used. But I think that you can know that you should be used a different way, but choose not to. Some people be afraid of their purpose. So they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go do this over here without really trying to put in an effort to try to meet it.
That's not right.
That's fair.
That's not right.
You got a screenshot. Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to see why my that's not right, is it? Hold on. What page need to upload? Okay. Took a while. Crypto markets. Yo, we on $1 trillion on cap. Oh, that's not good at all. Well, let me see what this stock market doing here. Really?
Hey, what y'all thought about I mean, well, you watched the Joe Budden interview with academics, right? You watched the whole thing?
Yeah, I did.
So what you thought about what they were saying on there?
As far as you got to break it down.
Because you alluded to it earlier about what was going on with I guess academics and Joe's relationship, right? And like you were saying, like, yo, I feel Joe what he's saying based off of his mindset of how he was moving.
Well, just like the freedom of movement. Like some people want to. It's like you. It's like this. Like you gotta understand. Like certain people are meant for certain new adventures, and some people might want you to stay in a certain level of life because of their, we would say, they're living off of it, like they're benefiting off of it, right? Like ain't nothing wrong with the benefit, but they don't want you to change because of their benefit. It's like, nah, you got to maximize that time when that person there. So it's like some people don't want you to grow because of their benefit because they don't know how to grow. Maybe they don't know how to grow past the situation. You know what I mean? Like. And that was it was for me, just seeing like the growth of growing past some situations and letting other people be able to grow. And sometimes you'll exit their growth, but they might not see it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole thing. Like for me, it's like, yo, my exit sometimes was the growth because it let the other people be in there had that opportunity that I was in. You know, somebody else get that position, somebody else get the opportunity. So sometimes somebody exit is a benefit more than you think. That's what I was thinking about when I was looking at it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna finish watching it, but it was a pretty good interview. As far as their points with like value and like how to raising your value and then leveraging your value.
Yeah, basically, right. You know, and some people don't know how to raise it. They expect you to stay in that position just to so they can hold that spot they got because they know once you shift, everything shifts, and that's what all it was. Like I used to feel a certain type of way sometimes when I make a shift, and I'm like, I know some people get hurt from it. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like every opportunity I provide for people, I have to maintain. Like it's just opportunity. Ain't a maintaining thing. And I just separating that. Like some things are opportunity for us a duration of time. It ain't for me to maintain that for consistency. It was consistent for a duration of time, yes, but it wasn't supposed to be forever. And just looking at that, like making sure like when certain things are up, it up. That's it.
Yeah, did y'all let me see if I can screen share this. Cause Kev, I knew you was watching this channel too. About it's complicated. Oh shit! Let me.
I like it's complicated.
Cause there was a couple questions on here I felt was interesting.
There are many women today who are out earning men, female doctors, lawyers, etc. Why is a male breadwinner considered to be normal for a man, while a female breadwinner is often considered to be dating down for a woman?
I think a lot of times we refer to back in the days when men were considered the breadwinners. They were the men. They were the people that brought home the money while the women stayed home. So now the generations have changed and things have changed. Now women are getting on their shit. Like it's not just rely on a man anymore. It's do for your own, and he's gonna do for himself. And you guys can either do that shit together, or one person could be the breadwinner. I guess it all depends on what you agree on in your relationship, but I really do think that it has to do with the change over time.
Why is it that a rich man would sooner change a broke woman's life, but a rich woman is less likely to give a broke man a chance?
Because men like to have the power to uplift and feel like they're doing, I guess, like justice to the woman, versus a woman is like, I don't need to I guess you know what I'm trying to say. Kinda. I wouldn't necessarily agree with the second part of that question because I honestly think it's more of a societal stigma.
Wait, why she get a mic up like that?
Because she know that was a hard question to answer. She didn't want to answer that question. She had to get that mic up.
And I didn't know what she was trying to say.
Get the planet.
Yeah, those questions was pretty interesting to me. I haven't watched the whole video. I ain't gonna show the whole video, but
I've seen the one you just
about
showed. I've seen.
did it get more cringeworthy?
Yeah, yeah.
It got a little more cringy.
Mm-hmm. You
Man.
start stomping them even more.
But yeah, that was. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it, and then just the question within itself. I mean, I'm guessing he's gonna get into. Kind of predict that he might get into like hypergamy and what that is, probably, and
What happened?
how I mean, I was guessing. I haven't watched the whole video yet, but I was guessing they're gonna get into hypergamy because it seemed like he was leading up to the differences between when a man got money and when a woman got money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pretty good question though. Watch it. What? You gotta put me on him one time before or something. You was watching about him when I got to do the interviews. Pretty good. I like those.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. I'm kind of excited to see what what the next topics for Humble Beginnings are going to be. What the next questions are going to be. I'm kind of excited to hear those because they starting to get more and more divisive as we go along.
Oh yeah, we still having fun. We still having fun. We are definitely still having fun.
So make sure that they make sure they tune in to Humble Beginnings. But check it out. Check it out. Matter of fact, man.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna have a good show.
No doubt. Know that.
Yeah, so the show is on Thursday. Thursdays. I mean, let me just play the ad, man.
It's on
I'm just
Mondays
gonna,
and Thursdays.
yeah, Monday to Thursday. I'm just gonna play that. So yeah, people, Thursday, this coming Thursday, we got another show. For the people that's watching, today was just a chill, relaxed day. There was no entertainment, like a show. We were just talking.
Yeah.
We didn't have a particular purpose in mind.
Well, we had a purpose. We had a purpose, but it was no set goal in what we were achieving with a show.
The purpose was to make VokalVizions available to the people when they think we probably won't be available. We will still be here for bringing content. And I want to get up and chat with us about things from our past shows, up and coming topics. We will have random chit chat days where if anything in the past or present, we will chat with the audience about. We'll have days where y'all can have y'all days of just chatting with us. And we ain't driving the narrative. Y'all would be driving the narrative, basically.
Mm-hmm. And for
Yeah.
some of y'all, it could be a smoke show too. Just understand.
Yeah. So if you come on here with the BS, don't think that we can't get the Jonesing on you. We will get the Jonesing on you.
How they say, look, we real positive, but we positive at talking negative too now.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. See? Sound good when you say it, don't it?
I know.
It sound good when you say it. I told you. It sound good. Mhm.
They just don't know. They just don't know. But yeah, man. Better go. So I don't know. For tonight, y'all got anything else I want to tell the chat? Or tell the people out there?
New videos coming tomorrow. Gonna be dropping. We're gonna be talking about leadership and submission. What does that mean? What is when she say I'm not gonna submit to no man? What does that mean? What does leadership mean in a relationship?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about that.
And for me, my contract at iHeart is finally about to be broken. So we about to come back live. I was waiting on this. You know what I mean? I just want to put it out there. I don't even care no more. Yeah, the contract is up. So now I get to go full force without having any encumbrance in my name or artistry or anything like that. That's what I was waiting on for the longest. Now this is up. Yeah, we'll see. This is VokalVizions. I am Deuce 47, and this is the Artist of Your Experience. We're going to be coming to you live, recorded shows, and we'll be the humble beginnings, VokalVizions, and Kevin Perspective, all in one. We'll have disagree or disagree. We're going to have narratives where we have the gray area comes in. So make sure y'all tune in to the VokalVizions where we are here expressing with a scene to accomplish a dream. I am Deuce 07, and y'all also know my bros.
Yeah, KJ and KFC, bro. We
That's
here.
right.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'll let y'all later.
All right.